Hi everyone, Mila is 6 weeks old. Oh my gosh, I had to think about that. Don't know why I had to think about that. Probably sleep deprivation, I don't know. I'll just put it down to sleep deprivation. Yeah, she's actually over 6 weeks old. Today's Thursday and her days turn over on Sundays. So she's actually nearly 7 weeks old. So if there isn't a 7-week update, that's why maybe nothing exciting happened, because I actually can't remember what happened in the 6th week and what's kind of been happening in the 7th week. So they might merge into 1 week. Well, we'll see what happens. What's been going on? I got a breast pump, and that meant that I could go out with my friends for went out with Stacey actually for coffee and cake. It's just kind of nice when you're a mum, especially a new mum, to be able to go out and kind of have a little bit of a life, even if it's just for like an hour or two, and just to feel a little bit normal again, like you have a life, like you can go out with your friends. It's really nice. So having that breast pump was just amazing. It made me feel normal basically. And I can pump about 60 ml, I think it is, in about 10 minutes. So I don't know if that's a lot. I don't know if it's not much at all. I don't know, because I know I'm not really a pumper. I've only, with Roman, I only pumped a couple of times when he was getting babysat, and that was for only a couple of hours. So I'm not a huge pumper anyway. It's not like I'm doing it all the time. It's just for when I want to go out. Yeah, Martin also really enjoys being able to feed Mila himself, and he's super keen as a bean to do some feeds at night, which is amazing. I think I got the best husband in the world. Yeah, so it's kind of nice, because then it's a little bit of daddy-daughter bonding time, him being able to feed her. Roman tried to feed her with a bottle, but she just was full and she just didn't want it. So I was kind of gutted that I'd pumped that and then she didn't want it, and it was the last day that it could be in the fridge. So I offered it to Roman, because he's always asking. He's like, I want to try the booby milk, and I'm like, no, you know, you're too old. I'm not going to let you. This is off my boob. You know, you don't want it. I have offered it. I said when Mila first came home, I was like, okay, you can, you know, go ahead if you want to try. And as soon as I actually was offering it to him, he's like, no mum, that's just kind of weird. Which is strange, considering he's only nearly 3. You know, you'd think he'd still be keen, but you know, he's grown out of it. He doesn't want it, so that's fine. So I let him have it out of the bottle that was of the milk that was going to be chucked down the drain. And he took 1 sip, and you should have seen his face. He thought it was the most disgusting thing ever. Like, he just didn't want it, and from that time he's never asked, hasn't asked again, because he's like, ew, it's gross. Another thing that happened this week is I got sick. I feel like having children and being pregnant and going through fertility treatment has made my immune system go down a lot. Back in my primary high school days, I barely got sick. In my primary school days, I used to get certificates for like 100% attendance. That's so nerdy. It's so nerdy. But I used to get 100% attendance because I just never got sick. In high school, I got sick. You know, in my 5 years of high school, I probably got sick 3 times, you know, that actually warranted me taking time off school. And to be honest, even if I was a little bit sick, I still went to school, because to be honest, sitting at home was really boring. Really boring. Daytime TV is crap, utter crap. So it was actually better to be at school with my friends and Martin than it was to be sitting around at home. So yeah, I just never really got sick. And then I started to get sick and go to the hospital when I started fertility treatment to get Roman. And ever since starting fertility treatment, I have been getting sick and needing to go to the accident and emergency, going to the doctor, staying home, having to get people over to look after Roman, because I keep getting sick and keep getting cold sores. And I think it's just the fact that my immune system is really low. Of course, when you're a parent, you know, you might not look after yourself as much, and I think that's definitely what's been happening. I just have not been eating well. You know, not sleeping well, been pregnant twice, done 3 lots of IVF, lots of stress, lots of drugs, and yeah, so I just think my body is just kind of given up and just been like, well, you're just gonna get sick, it's just what's gonna happen from now on. It was a really sad week for us too this week because it was our last midwife appointment, and you know, you build a relationship. Well, I mean I do, because I love my midwife. I built a relationship with her even with Roman's pregnancy. You know, you spend 9 months of pregnancy and then 6 weeks after their birth with them, so you spend like, oh excuse me, you spend like nearly a year with these people, and so you definitely build a relationship with them. And I was really sad to see her go on Roman's pregnancy, but I was also like, you know, we're going to have you back because we're going to have another baby. Whereas this time around, it's like, we may never ever see you again, which is really sad. You know, maybe we might bang into each other in the street or something, but yeah, we may never see her again. So it was a sad goodbye. We brought her an orange tree for the gift, a bit of a bizarre gift, yes, but we brought her an orange tree because our last name is Orange, and she has an orchard, so it's not just random orange tree. My midwife has an orchard, so we thought orange tree as well, and the fact that it's our last name, and that it symbolizes something really special to us too, and that is that we have an orange tree in our backyard, in our front yard, in a wine barrel, and it has the embryos that were created at the same time as Roman buried under there. And the same thing is going to be happening with Mila's embryos. The ones that didn't make it in her cycle will also be buried under an orange tree with her placenta. We've yet to bury Roman's placenta back under his orange tree too. We're getting around to all that kind of stuff eventually. Yeah, so we gave her that as a present, and then my trainee midwife, it wasn't as sad leaving her. If you're watching, Leah, don't be offended. The reason I'm not as sad with leaving Leah is because we're Facebook friends, you know, and it's kind of like, you feel like it's not the end when you're Facebook friends, because you can still keep up with each other. You know, I can, if I want to, I can just Facebook her and be like, hey, how's your midwifery course going? And it's all good. Whereas my main midwife, you know, she doesn't have Facebook. She's like probably in her late 40s, early 40s, somewhere. I think she's somewhere in her 40s. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I don't like doing the ages. But yeah, so she doesn't have Facebook, and it's not like I'm just going to call her up and be like, hey, how are you? Although if I did that, she wouldn't care. But it's just, you know, like our relationship, I guess, is kind of finished now because, you know, I've had my baby. And she is the most amazing midwife. I just love her to pieces. And she really looked after me in both of my pregnancies, and just really, you know, tried to stand up for me and get me exactly what I wanted, especially this time round, knowing that I had such a bad experience with Roman's birth. Yeah, so I'm really going to miss her. So that was a bit of a sad week. So if I get onto some stats for Mila, Mila is now 9 pounds, so she will get weighed again today. I actually have a Plunket appointment today, but that'll go on next week's vlog. So she's 9 pounds. According to my midwife, she does not have lip and tongue tie. So Plunket says she does, my midwife says she doesn't. So that's interesting. But I'm kind of going with my midwife because I don't know, I trust her. A lot of things that Plunket says sometimes I'm kind of a little bit iffy about, but you know, she had another look and she's like, she definitely does not have a tongue tie. She watched me breastfeed her, she had a good look, she watched for all these signs that would lead to tongue tie, and she said she just doesn't have tongue tie. And I was like, oh, okay, well that's a relief. And then she had a look at it up under her lip, and she thought, you know, she doesn't really have a lip tie either. Maybe a very, very slight lip tie, but she's like, she's latching on properly, you know, it doesn't look like anything major, so that makes me feel a lot better. And Mila's sleep patterns are completely bizarre and random, and I just can't keep up with them. We've had a couple of days, you know, it could be the whole growth spurt thing, and I also have an app on my phone called Wonder Weeks, I think, Wonder Weeks, yeah, and it basically tells you when there's different developmental stages going on, and so they might have a bad week. So she has gone through a wonder week and a growth spurt, so that would probably be why things have been a bit iffy. Sometimes she's feeding every 2 hours, sometimes she'll sleep for 5 hours at night. Last night she woke up at 11 and then at like 2 or 3 and then at 5, and at 5 she projectile vomited all over and she was choking in her bassinet. Oh my goodness, don't know what I would have done if she wasn't sleeping in our room, because she was choking really bad, and I was just like, thank God that she's in our room. I had to change my camera settings a little bit. Yeah, and the 2 nights before that she'd sleep for 7 hours straight at night, and I just can't keep up with this little girl, seriously. So by now Roman was very consistent. He was very, very consistent newborn baby, and a hyperactive toddler, so perhaps Mila's going to be the hard baby and the nice delightful toddler. Not that Roman's not delightful, he's just a handful. He's a boy and he's Martin's son, so of course he's a handful. She's also growing more hair. I swear, even in the 6 weeks since she's been born, she is growing like a lot more hair, especially down the back here. It's really cute, and I just can't wait to put bows in it. If you guys don't know already, I am a huge fan of headbands and bows. Mila does not ever not have one in her hair, and I also am doing that because when she gets older and knows how to pull them out, hopefully she'll be so used to having them in her hair that she won't want to pull them out, and it will just be like a normal thing for her. Yeah, so I've got quite a large collection of hair bows and headbands going on. It's so exciting. I love them. For me, even though I've lost, what was I, 73, I was 73.1 and I am now 71.9, so I've lost a tiny wee bit of weight. I'm having just no self-confidence issues, I guess you could say. Oh, and I've only just realised I am wearing my glasses in a vlog. I don't normally wear glasses in my vlogs because the window reflects in them, so that's why I wear glasses all the time, but just when I'm vlogging I take them off because then you can see all the reflections. But now that I've been wearing them, I'm going to be blind if I don't have them on. So yeah, I've been having, like, I just feel flubbery, I feel overweight, I feel like I've got ginormous boobs, and my clothes are in a weird size and they don't fit anymore, and my normal pre-pregnancy clothes give me a muffin top and my pregnancy clothes are too big, and I've got all these stretch marks on my stomach, which isn't that much of a big deal, but you know, with everything else it makes it a big deal. My hair, I haven't dyed in I don't know how long, so it's like it's not as red as it usually is. It's just, I don't know, it's just, I think it's winter as well, you know, you can't get out and exercise as much unless you don't want to. It's a beautiful day today, but, you know, I just have no motivation whatsoever to lose weight. I just want to eat food, you know, oh, jeepers. And that's, you know, probably with the breastfeeding as well, I need to eat a bit more, but I just feel yuck. I just feel really yuck. I just don't feel like I like my body at the moment, pretty much, if I'm being honest. I just feel really like I've completely backtracked. You know, back in 2019 I worked so hard to get my weight down. I was on Weight Watchers. I got down to about 66 kilos is like my body's happy weight. That's where I can sit quite happily. A few months after having Roman, I got down to 59. Never been that in my life, in my adult life anyway, and that was amazing. And then I got back up to 66 because my body seems to like sitting at that 66 kilos. And then when we started treatment for our frozen embryo transfer, summer of 2013, the weight started piling on, and then we did another, I got pregnant, miscarried, did another IVF cycle, put on more weight. That cycle got cancelled, did another IVF cycle, put on more weight, till by the time I was 4 weeks pregnant with Mila, I was 70 kilos, and I am now currently 71.9. So, you know, I'm 1.9, so let's just say 2 kilos away from my pre-pregnancy weight with Mila, but it's still not, it's just not a good weight. But yeah, you know, what can you do? I've got to just eat healthy and exercise, and there's no point complaining about it, but I just thought I'd add that in here, that's how I feel. Anyway, I don't really have any baby bites to show you, so I'm going to show you her hand and foot castings. With Roman, when he was 4 weeks old, we went and got his hand and foot casting done, and it's in a frame in our lounge. It was extremely expensive. It was $350 to get that done. Yeah, well, Martin was on a lot of money back then, and we lived in the middle of nowhere, so we had nowhere to spend that money, so we were quite well off. So we could just go and burn $350 on a frame with some feet and a photo in it, you know, that was fine. Now, not so much. We're not poor, we're like your middle class people. But I don't just have $350 to go spend on a frame when I have a son who needs clothes and food and another baby, you know, it's just not going to happen. So we decided to do the cheap option and spend $40 and do the casting ourselves, and then get the frame at a later date when we've got some more money. So they ended up looking pretty good. So here are her tiny wee little feet, and here is her hand. Don't know if you can see very well, I've got to adjust my camera. So someone said to me that that's actually really creepy because it looks like dismembered like hands and feet, which I never thought of until now. It actually does look like that. But these have still yet to be painted silver, and then they'll just go away in her wardrobe until we have some money to get the frame done, because I want to try and get a similar, or if not the same frame as Roman. So the person who sells the kit to make these is the same person that I brought my belly casting kit, and that is called Priggy Pukus, which is on Trade Me if you're in New Zealand. So I highly recommend them. They go great, like the kits were great, all the instructions were there, so I highly recommend them. Yeah, that's pretty much all, you guys. If you guys have anything you want me to talk about in these vlogs, please let me know in the comments below, and I hope you keep watching. You know, I know having the excitement after you've had the baby is kind of gone. I do notice that, you know, you get way less views once you've had your baby, or maybe I'm just getting boringer, I don't know, but yeah, feel free to keep watching along on this journey anyway, and I will see you guys in my next vlog, whenever that may be. Alright, bye!